So in the last video, we stole this ship from some Varun asshats. And turns out this ship is noticeably bigger than the Frontier that we were flying before. It seems to be able to travel a lot further. I noticed it has a lot of fuel when I was trying to transfer through systems, but it definitely has less cargo space. There's also another thing that's quite annoying about it. I don't like how you have to go all the way to the very back of the ship like this and enter into a door and then go up a ladder and then go all the way back to the front of the ship to steer it. It just seems like a really silly design. I want to be able to get into the cockpit a little bit faster too. Now, I don't know if I'm going to be able to solve that problem today, but I'm definitely going to be solving the cargo space problem because I got some cargo stuff to do. All right, I want to start getting outposts and stuff done. I want to start collecting lots of resources so I can get my own system set up, right? I'm a businessman, all right? And how's a businessman supposed to do stuff if he doesn't have production and distribution? You know what I mean? So we got to do something about that, and this ship might get us there. So I want to take and talk to this service technician here.
Anything I can help you with? I'm sure you can find something you like.
That's not the right button I wanted to hit, but it might be good to kind of see what we're comparing our own ship against, right? So this is the Rambler. What I'm most concerned about with mine that I'm looking at here is going to be cargo space and fuel. I'm not really concerned so much about like how many light years it can jump for each jump, although that's probably a good thing to take note of if we want to get far enough away. It seems like this ship is a Galileo is where I'm getting at here, though. This thing is pretty much exactly what we have, and the value of this would normally cost me 132,000 to buy this thing. Okay, but because we could steal it, it's just ours now. Isn't that nice? So it ended up being it looks like it's we got 18 reactor, 4 crew, 405 on the shield, whatever thing, but it's by the base, it's 200 and 1100, okay? So that's what we're comparing our ship to, is that Galileo. So I want to go into view, modify, here it is. They're calling it the Varun Him. I'm probably going to end up changing that name if I can. And in order to make changes to this vessel, we have to register it. So 13953. We're going to hit confirm. Now, I've said this in many other videos and on the main channel and stuff. I'm not somebody who normally goes out and spoils it for himself by watching a whole bunch of guides and, you know, going out and saying, I wish I knew these 10 things before I started. I don't do that stuff. I like to just absorb games and try to find a way to enjoy them organically. And those of you who enjoy having that happen, and watching them through someone else's eyes for the first time too, this is the right channel for you. But if you're looking for expert gameplay, you're not going to get that, right? It's just not going to happen. My first time looking at the Shipbuilder right here, I have done just a quick crash course online though, just so I don't fumble through all the, you know, the tools and everything, okay? Which is why I know I have to register it first. Okay. So we can evaluate this. We know exactly what we're dealing with because the 1100 fuel, 200 cargo space, we have to add cargoes. First thing I want to do. So I'm going to go to Shipbuilder. And it says Shipbuilder allows you to fully design, modify, and paint your ship. The floor gauge at the right tells you where the new modules will appear. When the floor gauge is at 0, for example, new modules will be placed at the center of mass for the ship. Building new ship modules will cost credits, and deleting them will give you credits back. The Shipbuilder will keep a running total and process the entire transaction at the end. There's a flight check that will give you warnings or errors if your design is invalid for any reason. All right, so that's what we're dealing with here. So the first thing I want to do is add some stuff. So I'm going to go to add, and I want to take a look at cargo and cargo holds. All right, I think I want the big ones. These are the StorMax 50s. All right, they seem to have the biggest storage capacity as far as I can tell at 320 hull 5. Okay, now if I go up to here though, I get 300 hull 5, and it's a much smaller module, right? But it costs a little less though, but it's just much smaller. And honestly, like, I was gonna go for these because I think they'll fit in here. Honestly, I think they'll fit back here in these little gaps, because I think it might look cool. But I'm looking at this again, it's not that different, right? So if I was to say go in and try to grab one of these modules here and maybe paste it down, let's say, I don't know, like there's a little connection point down below right there, right? I could possibly put them here, and that's going to increase my cargo capacity considerably here, now to 500. So just by adding this little module here, we now can hold more than the Frontier could. And that seems cool. I think it might look better though, again, if I went with that StorMax 50 instead, because I can place it right here in this gap, which I think, again, I think it works out really well that way. If I add just this one here, we want to connect to this point on this side. So we're going to hit Z to flip it. Now, I think that looks pretty clean, right? If we want additional cargo out of this, we can just flip this over, and we can possibly fit this somewhere else. I'm not entirely sure where it would go. Looks like it can fit down below there. Yeah, right down there like that, which is pretty good. I think that looks pretty fine, all right? So I can also, I think, edit this to be on the other side too, I suppose. Yep, you can just go right there on the side. Okay, cool. I like that. We're going to go for that. And if I also do it again on the other side, just to keep it like nice and even and all that, right? Oh, you are, I think you are the wrong piece. I think I selected the wrong piece. I think it's you. Yes, you are the one I want, and you are going there. Okay, so with this done, our cargo space capacity on this ship now is now 1440. That seems pretty good. But we have a warning message. Of course we do. Low mobility. Reduce mass or add engines to improve mobility. All right, so it looks like we're going to be a little slow because we've got ourselves a whole lot of cargo capacity now. But we didn't do anything to increase how much thrust we've got, right? We gotta do something about our engines now, it looks like. So I'm gonna switch over to engines, and it looks like there's a whole bunch of different ones here. I was thinking about maybe getting some bigger ones, but it looks like that might be a little complicated. These ones seem like they're a reasonable size. What about this? If I just add this one to the back? Like maybe just do something like that. Is that gonna solve it? It looks a little silly though. The real engines we have right now are right here. These little flat ones here, which I think they're okay, I suppose. If I go like this. So this is our engines we have now. This little part right here. Looks like the engine thrust is 12220. Yeah, over 12,000. So let's assume for a moment that we're going to replace these with something else, right? This one right here is just this is our landing gear. The landing gear is on the sides under the engines like that. Okay, and these are the mounts. We've got some cowlings, 4 times. I'm trying to figure out like where I can put. Yeah, like the landing bay needs to be somewhere else, right? I want this landing bay to be somewhere else. I kind of want it to be underneath the cockpit, to be honest. If I was to alter this a little bit, let's just kind of move this off to the side, move this off to the side really quick. And then we've got this landing gear braking engine. Let's take this away. Let's see. If we take this braking engine away, and then we have all-in-one berth. What is this? Habitat modules come in several different interior configurations for a variety of personalization options. I think maybe we pull this out of here. We might be able to just get by with having this landing bay maybe moved over here, and then we want to flip it. Oh, you're not going to let me flip it in the other direction? How do we flip it in the opposite direction? Like, can I? It's not letting me. When it flips, it goes 90 degrees or 180 degrees. I want it to go. I want it to go differently than that. Maybe I just need a different one. It's kind of odd that I can't like rotate that anymore. All right, so I went and restored the ship back to its normal form and then modified it with the storages and stuff. So we got the 2 storages here. We got these 2 down here that we can afford anyway, that we're able to do. Some of these parts we actually can't use. So for example, if I really want to use this engine, I can't. I need Starship Design Rank 1 in order to use that. Likewise, I also can't use the Nova 1000 engine, because even if I wanted this Nova 1000 engine, I could maybe stick it back here somewhere, slap it on the back, right? Even if I wanted to use this, it is a Class B engine, and it's going to let me put it on there. But if I go to the flight check, it'll tell me that the ship reactor class doesn't work, right? Because this needs a Class B reactor. And so if I wanted that, here's my reactor. I need to upgrade that reactor in order to use that engine. So if I was to go over to reactors, well, turns out Z Machine 1000 reactor, that's Class B, I need piloting rank 3 for that. And then there's also a Class C one where I need piloting rank 4. So this is how they, this is how they sort of lock you into certain parts that you're only allowed to have, which is why for the cargo, I would love to use these ones because they're really good. Like this one here is awesome, right? The V103, it has 395 cargo capacity. It would fit right where my other one is. Let's just cancel that really quick, and we're gonna delete that part there. It would fit in the same exact spot as this does, right? It would fit right there, and that'd be great if I could, but I'm unable to use that part because I don't have the skills. So we can modify things later. For now, we need to solve this warning, which is that we have low mobility. So for that, we're gonna go into our engines, and we just need to add an engine. We need to make sure we stay with Class A engines. And then basically that's all of these. All right, all of these are Class A engines. I can't really slap many of these parts on here, but I did see a couple of engine. I had a couple of engine ideas. I was hoping I could maybe slap that on that. This is like a radially mounted thing. That's not going to work. So we could just cancel that. I think the engine I'm looking for, I want to say the engine I'm looking for, I can't see the part as I scroll through it. It's this one. No, it's, here we go. So now I'm able to, like, this is the other engine, right? This is that other engine that I would totally love to use because it's much more powerful than these ones, right? I could slap that off and put this in here instead. I would love to use these engines. It'd be fantastic. If you compare them, this is 1220 or 12220, and then the new one is 15270. Right, and then it doesn't have quite as much maneuvering thrust, but it's got a lot more engine thrust, and it's still Class A, right? Except for instead of max power 2, this one's max power 3. Seems pretty good. Unfortunately, I require Starship Design Rank 1 in order to use this part, so I can't actually use this part here, even if I put it on there. It doesn't look like it's going to stop me though, which is interesting. So it looks to me like if you select a part like this, it won't let me click it, right? But I've already got one there. So if I do this and then kind of use W and S, it does let me scroll to it, even though it wouldn't let me select it in the list. So if I pop it there, it's going to say one error, unattached modules. And I mean, it kind of looks like it'll let me just do that. Low mobility still. But I mean, it's still, you have okay mobility. It's just a little low still. So it looks like it'll let me do that, which is kind of interesting. And now I got to wonder whether or not it would let me do something like, hang on. Need to go back to, go back to something like this. And then, no. How do I get it to where I can have the part just floating in the air again? Yeah. Something like this, right? No, now it's not letting me scroll through them anymore. It was letting me do that. That's how I got these to be in the first place. But now it's not letting me do that. I'm actually curious if it's going to allow me to use that part. That would be very interesting to me. So we're going to see. I want these engines here. The White Dwarf 1020 engine, I believe, is the one I'm looking for. And so we're going to place this right here on the end there. And then we're going to come over and place another one on this side. This time we're going to flip it and put it there. So that gives me the thrust. I don't know whether we're actually allowed to use this, but we can adjust its color. So if it's going to let me use it, might as well go in here and see if we can't make it fit in just a little bit more, right? We have many different colors to choose from, and I want this to be kind of a dull sort of black color, right, to kind of go with the rest of the ship. Of course, I would also like to provide some additional accents on this ship as well. So I'm thinking like a dark blue, like a black and blue sort of thing would be kind of cool. So if I could get a secondary color added, that was, like kind of like a, I don't want really a purple per se, something like that. I'm looking for this type of color. Now, I won't be able to do that with the storages though, because the storages, I can only adjust these colors. I can't adjust the storage container color itself. So perhaps I should be aiming more for that tone instead of, kind of like that. Maybe I should be aiming more for like a black and green sort of outfit instead. So I think I'm gonna run with that instead. So we'll come over here to this one. We're going to say here, we're going to change color 2 to that color. Looks like that looks correct. Yeah, and color 3 needs to be altered too. We need to bring color 3 down, or maybe it was color 1, I forget. Yeah, color 1 needs to come down. We'll make it that one there. That's a preset. And so does that look about right? It's not like you can tell me, right? I think that's about right. Yeah, so we'll have that be there. And so I can go through the whole ship now and just kind of change different colors on things to kind of give it a different accent. So like this one here, there's a little bit of like accents that go on that part here. I could come over here and I could say, okay, yeah, sure, the top of you can be this color, which is what we're going to change everything else to. But the color 2, yeah, I think I kind of want it to be darker than that, though. Well, I just need it to match this, which I'm not sure that does. But either way, like we're looking to make it match, right? So I'm going to go through and kind of go through some details here and see if I can't get a ship that kind of looks more cohesive with a whole different color design that's kind of centered around matching these storage tanks. Okay, so this is what I've got going on here. Got the cool color combinations happening. I think this is looking pretty good. I altered the braking engine here in the front a little bit. It's just a structural piece, so it's mostly just for looks. And I was kind of like debating on just going like this, but it looks a little snub-nosed for me. If I take these off, I was trying to figure out how to get this landing bay thing to be in the front here, right? And I need to pull this off in order to do that. But the thing is, as soon as I pull this off, I can't actually place the ones I want in here. Like, let me show you. So if I stick this in here, it won't let me fasten that because the cockpit's in the way, right? So I need to move the cockpit, and then it lets me place it just fine. Good. And they might think, hey, that's your solution right there. That's awesome. Just put the cockpit back on. And you'd be right, except it doesn't let me do that. It doesn't let me do that, probably because this piece is in the way. No, it just flat out doesn't let me do that, right? The game is just refusing to allow me to place you. So I can just, I guess, I don't know. It doesn't let me do anything. I can't. So it doesn't let me place it, and therefore I can't place this here. Now, it would be really nice to be able to do that because this also counts as landing. So like I wouldn't need the landing legs anymore if this is here. And this is also an all-in-one berth here. It's a habitat module. So I would just be in the ship when that happens, which is great. I'd love to just be in the ship from here. And then I wouldn't need it over here anymore. I could put regular landing gear over here instead, which would be pretty cool, I think, to have landing gear back there instead. All right, so I would really like actually some advice in the comments. If you know how to tweak this to get that back, because here's the other problem, right? Is that if I move this out and I try to put this back, it will work. But if I try to put the landing gear back, it does not work anymore, right? Likewise, if I put the landing gear here, it will work. But if I try to put the cockpit down, it requires it to be here, not there. Very strange. So it's actually looking like to me, like perhaps the fuel tanks are the reason why it won't go on. That might be interesting. If I put that there. Oh, hang on. We might have figured it out here. Now, if I take this off, put you here, right? So that's not going to work either. So now I just need to do a whole lot of Control Z to get this all back to normal because it was just not, it's not having it, right? I can't place the pieces back in the way they were myself. It just won't let me do it, which is pretty unfortunate. So hopefully I can go back far enough with Control Z here and I didn't mess up my whole ship. There it goes. Okay. So like with these things in place, I can place these parts back on and it looks halfway decent. But if we can figure out how to get a landing bay right there underneath that, I would really like that. Okay, so other than, having a 17 light year jump range, other than that, like my jump range is severely limited. And the total is going to cost me $32,000 to have this, but it's going to give me 1440 cargo instead of the 200 it currently has. Definitely upgraded it. And the Frontier has, what, 450? So this is even more than that too by like a factor of 3. So I think we're doing pretty well there. If it doesn't hurt the mobility too much though, I actually found a cool spot for another cargo bay. These little ballast control holds, we can place these right underneath the engines like that. And if I did this, copied it over to here like so, we now have 1860 cargo capacity, and we still have the same jump range. I mean, obviously our mobility is bad, but I'm not going to do any fighting in this. We're not doing any pirating or anything like that. We're just moving around, gathering resources. This is not a fighter ship, okay? If we get in a fight, kind of screwed. So hopefully I don't get pirated, but maybe it'll be all right. I don't know. Anyway, so that's the ship we have right now, and I'm digging the idea of getting like a base going, like some good you know, get some mining operations and stuff, starting to make some money. And this is going to help me do that because it's going to provide me with a method of having a whole lot of aluminum and iron on me ready to go to our next place or whatever. So let's just double check that. And then we're going to come over and alter the color of this one. Every color goes to the black, and then color 2 shifts to green. There we go. All right. Everything looks pretty good there. So it's going to cost me a total of 33,847 credits. And then once we get like better piloting class and things like that, we can start getting better parts and start modifying this even further. Maybe, I don't know, maybe just start over with a brand new ship. I'll probably steal like a smaller one, and then we can have that too. If we have to start fighting or whatever, we can do that. Okay. So let's exit. If I do that, I can enter. And now my ship looks like this. Isn't it lovely? I think it's going to be pretty sweet. So if we exit out of here now, we should just see the changes are already taking place. There they are. Nice and green. Look at this bad boy, huh? All these cargo, extra cargo spaces. My goodness. Now it says braking engine, right? So it's supposed to fire, you know, that direction to help slow you down or whatever. It's labeled as a structural piece, so I don't actually know if it does anything.
What can I do for you, Captain?
Absolutely nothing. Go to cockpit, and now we finally are in the cockpit, right? And it's a lot of stations here, so if we start getting crew and stuff, we could, you know, man different weapon systems and things like that. It might be all right, but at the moment, we are not very maneuverable, you might remember. So I'll head to the pilot seat. Just get a feel for my ship. My new ship. Let's take a look at maybe going out a little bit. Just out a little bit more, and then I don't know, we'll pick a system or something, right? Like maybe I don't know, Altair, level 10 it says. Okay, it's level 15. So are those like the recommended levels I should be before I visit these places? Is that it? Sirius, the pup. That's pretty interesting. Can I zoom in on this before I go there? It doesn't cost me much. It's only 17 light years away is my jump range, and that's what it is. It's one jump, you know, one jump away. If I want to go here, then I just take, that's also one jump. Hey, look at that. See, we could really go out there. I like that. Talsetti out there. We have a mission out in Talsetti, don't we? I'm pretty sure I remember a mission out in Talsetti. Now, these ones here, yeah, they're really higher level, so I probably shouldn't go there, right? That's what it's kind of trying to warn me about right now. Restart collective space there. Okay, so tell you what, let's just go someplace we haven't been. I like Sirius. I think that sounds interesting to me. Let's jump there.
Oh, I'm gonna enjoy this.
Well, now we get to see whether or not my maneuverability is gonna be a problem. Up we go.
Rocket in the red. You're not getting away.
My weapons are not great. They don't have a whole lot of power to them here. We need to go that way.
You're mine.
Let's maneuver around a little bit here. I think we might be able to get this guy.
We got the grand drive.
Yeah, ballistics.
That was touch and go. Unidentified vessel. Please acknowledge.
Accept. I wanted to accept the message, and instead of allowing me to do that, because it's the same key as getting up, it's like hit E to get out, and then E to accept the
After
message.
all you did for us, please respond. Over.
Trying to.
Those Crimson
Thank
Fleet
you.
goons never stood a chance. I have a lot of my crew over here that want to send a heartfelt thanks. Any way
Okay.
we can repay you.
Credits would be appreciated. Salvage rights are enough for me. I could use some extra repair parts. I like all of these things, honestly. Let's ask for like, salvage rights. I mean, how do I mine the asteroids even? Let's just go for credits for now. Or repair parts. Gosh, I don't know. Let's go for credits.
You bet. Here's some credits. We got to resume our patrol. Stay safe.
1300. All right, cool. So there we go. Yeah, that's maneuverability is certainly hindered, but it wasn't that big of a deal, right? Now, I have no idea how to mine asteroids, so, I mean, as salvage rights and stuff go, I don't think that's going to be useful for me unless I figure that out, so I probably will have to look that up, to be honest. But if we head out to the map view, there should be something out here, right? So, like, what's this planet? This looks like a place we might be able to land, right? I think so, right? So let's set a course for Sirius 3A. I don't know. Let's travel there. Let's see what's over there. There we go. I think I just passed right through an asteroid. That's interesting. Moon of Sirius 3 in the Sirius system. Okay, there we go. 40 XP for exploring this, and looks to me like there might be, if I scan this, let's see what kind of resources we're dealing with here. Okay, we've got, looks like aluminum is in here. Copper is over here. So aluminum is over here, along with water, and then chlorine, and then there's nothing. If we could find a spot where like aluminum and iron are both coexisting, that'd be great, but it's probably not going to happen. What I'd most be interested in, though, is at least getting 2 resources that I want. So like if I can get aluminum near copper, for example, it's kind of what we're doing here. It looks like there's a spot right here that's got, like if I click this, that's going to give me copper in that spot. Right, so there's got to be a spot somewhere over here where we can maybe find aluminum and copper close enough together to get a base that can get both of those resources. And we might have it right here. So there's aluminum right here, and then water, of course, but then it shifts over to copper right there. And so if I make this base like here, if I make the base there, I might be able to get aluminum and copper in the same place, which wouldn't be half bad, I think. That's possible. And then I can come back here whenever I want and just pick up copper and aluminum. Now, we're going to need a whole lot of iron in order to build a whole lot of this stuff, but it'd be nice to just be able to mark this spot down and then come back here later. So I'm going to land right there at that spot and see whether or not we will find I mean, it looks pretty cool.
Doesn't look like much, but we should certainly take a look around.
I agree. So we're going to do that. Looks like there's another ship coming down. Might want to investigate that as well. Oh, you're coming like right down here next to me, aren't you? Yeah, you are. We have an unknown over there. Structure with a skull. Okay. We have a structure that direction potentially too. Yep. Our ship, of course, is there, and then something natural on that side, and then the ship landing site's over here. So, first and foremost, I'm going to see. This is the aluminum. It's right here. Yeah. So here's the aluminum, and then we know we have that available to us. Pretty sure copper was on the other side. So on the other side, when we go back that way, we're gonna have to check. Oh my goodness. 2 of yous? This is a busy place. Like some other people have my idea. We have 6 resources to search through here, so I'm gonna do it. We're gonna search out this little moon here and see what we can find. See if there's anything worth remembering in this little location. But right now, whew, that just scared me. Do you see my mouse flinch? You see the screen? Go reverse the video another 5-10 seconds and watch as my screen goes like that. That's me flinching because of hypothermia. Holy crap. I had no idea it was actually that cold here. So what's my ailment right now? You have hypothermia, freezing vapor, and extreme solar radiation. All of those things. So just all of them. This is not a very habitable place. At risk of afflictions. Yeah, suit protection depleted. How do I, like, replenish my suit? You know, how do I do that? If there's a way to replenish my suit protection, that'd be great. There's maybe we go Apply for the health and O2. Maybe we could take the hazmat suit, right? Instead of that, we'll just put on the hazmat suit for now. And then as far as apparel goes, yes, hazmat suit. What I want to do. Is it not putting it on, or not noticing any? Hold on. Apparel. Equip none. Okay, so like that's what I want on right now. There you go. And then aid. So I've got a lot of different ailments right now. And tried and true medicine used to treat afflictions. Antibiotics. I mean, I'm not sure that's really the thing to do. I need to match up the symbols, right? So the symbols are okay, so radiation. It's this need to seek shelter immediately. So it's hypothermia is what's really affecting me. It's just this little triangle thing. Ship weapons cost more to fire while in targeting mode. Confusion. That's no big deal, actually. We're good. That's no big deal at all. So we'll continue running just a little bit here until it gets worse. And then we'll have to go inside and maybe at some point we'll seek medical attention. All right, so let's see what we got here. We got some people outside. They seem like they're just standing around. I see people walking around. Now, whether or not they're friendly, are they foes? Ship landing site. Okay, they don't seem hostile to me yet. So perhaps this is okay.
Yes, what?
A colonist.
Hey.
Okay.
Pardon.
Captain.
Oh, wow. Glad to see another person out here. We're completely out of water and could use a spare drink back.
All right. We could demand 3,000 credits. You want my supplies? It'll cost you. I'll just give it to him. A little bit of water. I got some. Here you go.
Wow. Thanks, stranger. I really appreciate it. I know how hard it is to survive out here. I promise you, we won't let this go to waste.
And that's it. We're just doing nice things for nice people, I guess. So, not pirates. Cool. All right. The other ship landed somewhere else over on the other side, right? That structure seems interesting. I kind of want to investigate that too. What are you? You are aluminum. You are mine is what you are. My aluminum. And we're going to pick up all the aluminum we can in this area. So if I see any more, it's definitely going to be mine. Because we need as much of it as possible. It's one of those things where you can never have too much, I think. So we're definitely going to do something about this. So there's another ship landing site 700 meters that direction. Again, I kind of want to go check it out. But at the same time, 700 meters that direction is... It's kind of outside the scope of my mission, right? Like, we're at the point now where it's like, okay, those guys were like 400 meters away. That was okay. But now we're getting a little bit ridiculous. Like, why go and explore a ship that's that far away when you have a goal? And the goal was to establish a base, figure out where your outpost needs to be, right? So there's aluminum. And am I going to find copper close to that? That's the big question, and I really don't know that yet. We might want to investigate that structure. I mean, certainly if we're going to set up a base here, like, I probably would want to use a planet that is more hospitable than this. It's strikingly cold here, right? But again, if I can find a location that's got copper and aluminum right next to each other, definitely. And using our geology skills here as well. Very important. That's more aluminum there too. Okay. I mean, definitely found all of that. So it's that direction. On the other side of our ship is where we're gonna find the copper, right? And then that's just heat, which might be good for me, honestly. Extreme heat. I mean, I got hypothermia. Extreme heat should be a good thing. I'm sorry. Did you just say forgotten mech graveyard? Excuse me? That's what this is? Forgotten mech graveyard. Holy cow, look at this. This is cool. I mean, who hears the sentence, forgotten mech graveyard, and thinks, oh, that's not going to be a very interesting place. I don't need to go there. Like, come on. you're bound to find something interesting. If nothing useful, at least it's a good visually interesting place, you know? Like, look at the size of this thing. Surely we'll find something of value in this mech graveyard, right? Surely something will pique my interest. Pop into my line of sight, like a cave, maybe. Maybe like a cave. Scavenger burrows. Oh, okay, good. Let's go in there. I mean, you're never gonna find these places unless you go down there. Now, the question is, are we going to need our weapon, or are we good to just have our laser? The scavenger burrow kind of leads me to believe there might be some scavengers down here. So I kind of want to sneak through this a little bit, you know? Make sure we're not intruding on anyone's property while they're here. Certainly not while they're here. I mean, I'll gladly intrude on their property just as long as they don't see me do it. There we go. A little bit of copper there. Seems good. Seems like there's a whole bunch of stuff down here. Resource-wise, I don't know about anything useful, but there's copper here. We're gonna use it. Eventually, we're gonna use it. All right, let me search through this. If I see anything interesting, I'll get you guys back in here. All right. Okay, so I think I've reached the end of this cave. I am encumbered now. I'm an idiot, and I didn't unload Sarah's inventory into the ship before we landed. So I actually have a lot of stuff on me now, but there's weapons stuff in here, right? There's I can open this up. We can have you know, different weapons that are in there, which is kind of nice. Some ammunition. Definitely, yeah, a scavenger with weapons and stuff was in here at some point anyway. This creature pile's got quark, degenerate tissues, platinum, hallucinogens, titanium, structural material, like all these things that I could probably use for crafting later. It's got all of them, so we're gonna take all that stuff too, and I am just gonna be very encumbered now as I try to head back to my ship very slowly. But you know, I'm still not done taking the copper that I can see. Even though it is detrimental to my health, I'm still not done taking it. That is how committed I am. It's just having all the loot. And you know, it looks to me like this goes down a ways. And there's something over there. I might want to investigate that as well. More mech stuff down through here. We can go even deeper into this cave. My gosh, I'm just digging myself a hole here, aren't I? I think I should probably come back. To be honest, I should go to my ship and then come back to this if it got inventory space. But I have now accidentally came down, and so here we go. We are now down here. Oh boy. All right. And this might be, maybe this is the fast way back. I honestly don't know how to get out of this cave. And I've never been here before because there's copper still. And that's kind of one of the reasons why I'm taking all the copper. Because if I see it, then I know I've never been here before. Is basically how I'm working that. And so if I end up walking forward and I don't see anything, then I know I'm going the right way. Here's the thing though, this is getting, there's like something's going on down here, and I would love to come back to this location when I have more, like when I can carry more, is I really want to do is come back here when I can carry more. So what I might do, if it lets me do it, I'm gonna fast travel. I can't fast travel. You know why? Because I'm encumbered. That's right. I'm gonna have to make my way, find a way out. You know, if that's kind of how Skyrim worked, right? If you get to the end of the dungeon, there's usually a fast way out at the very end. Maybe that's what this is gonna be like. Who knows? Let's find out. We're just gonna keep going down because that's the right formula to get out of is to just keep going down, right? I just don't want there to be like a really badass enemy down here and then I can't move around because I'm encumbered. And honestly, I'm getting lost too. There's a lot of nooks and crannies of this place, and you can get lost really fast in here. Like, there's just so many different directions to go, and it is quite difficult to see. Oh, there he is. Oh, pirate's right there. Hey, stuck in a cave. He's got credits. Yep. And prognosis improved. Hypothermia. Good. It's good to see. Let's go ahead and read Stuck in a Cave. Oh, you're not going to read it? I thought you'd just read it right away. I need to make that easier to do. I shouldn't have to go all the way into like notes to find this. So stuck in... I think it was on that screen. I'm just going to go to new items. It's easier to find. Stuck in a cave. I hate my life. Going in here for some dumb salvage was a horrible idea, and these things creep me the hell out. There's so much more than we can carry out there. Why do we need to send anyone in here? So my bright idea was to draw straws. I figured the odds of me pulling the short straw would be pretty slim. Guess not. I'm pretty sure I'm bleeding internally and I can't really move, so there's no way I'm getting out of here on my own. I just hope those jerks out there remember that I'm in here before leaving. I don't think they remembered. Sorry about that, dude. I don't think they remembered. We are going to continue on. This is definitely a different direction than I've been before, so going onwards some more. All these little crates and stuff. Well, this looks like the way out. Yeah, there you go. That is the way out. So there is another way out in this direction. That's good to know. I can continue. I can go back this direction whenever I want then. I will continue to explore this cave and grab every single piece of copper and crafting component and all the other stuff that I can find. I will continue to grab all of it as much as I can until it is all gone. I think I have been here before, yes. I must have somehow forgotten that piece because I have already looted that creature file, so I must have been here before. Okay then, so I've gone in a circle thinking that I was going deeper into the cave. I actually went up and then fell back down, and this is probably the same entrance.
Why are you bothering to carry all that junk?
This is probably the same entrance that I came in on. So I'll just walk up this. I think I missed him on the way in just because he's like behind this and I'm not observant. That's probably why. Because I'm just not observant. There you go. That's the answer. All right. I need to get to my ship, and I'm going to sit here until I recover fully on my stamina there, because it's not toxic in here, apparently. If I go to... That's not the right screen. I go out of this. I want to go to this screen here. So hypothermia is stable, right? I don't know how long it's going to last, but here we go. We need to get to my ship so I can offload all of the stuff. I just gained frostbite, apparently. Immediately upon exiting the cave, I get frostbite. So that's good. We're going to need more environmental protection or something, I guess. And we obviously need to get to the ship. That's over there, 400 meters away. So if I can make it 400 meters, maybe I won't die of hypothermia and frostbite. And then I'll need to have some kind of medication to heal myself. But this was supposed to be just scouting for a mining expedition. Oh shit, really? Are you... Not the right time. Yeah, not a good time. Sorry. Bye. I didn't realize there'd be a spacer here. Let's go this way. Not a good time, pirates. I'm very, very much incapable of maneuvering myself around. So we're just gonna have those guys just leave us alone. Ship is this way. Okay. And of course, I'm going to... My prognosis somehow improved. Hypothermia got better, even though I'm frostbit. Okay. Fair. Are they picking up and lifting off now? Yeah, okay. Goodbye. Get out of here. I thought maybe you might be hopping. It sounded like you were getting closer, but really it was just your engines are getting louder, at least. Sarah's over here.
Only one point of Moira's patrol route to work from. That's how it goes sometimes.
You have anything interesting for me?
Yes, have a look.
She got some flower pigment. Okay, cool. I'd like to trade.
Glad to haul whatever.
So she's basically full, right? I'd like to take all of her stuff that she has, minus well, minus her laser cartridges. So pretty much just give me everything you have, and except the laser cartridges. So 1.5 kV, 1.5 kilovolt laser cartridges. There's also some stolen stuff in here too. Of course, we're just gonna get all that stuff too. I know this is probably the slowest way to do this, but I just don't want to bother with taking her ammo away. All right, so now I'm very encumbered, as you know.
For now.
And now I just need to find out where I can store my stuff on my own ship. There's a pharmaceutical lab. I'd like to maybe make some drugs if possible. Making drugs sounds good. So we could possibly make what we need to heal ourselves. That might be nice. Yeah, right here. Treatment, injector.
I'm doing an oral history
We can make one of these. There we go. Research methods is improved. I like it. We can make some penicillin, maybe. I haven't made that yet. Boom. Get the experience for the research methods. Very nice. And then we're just going to go over to that injector in aid. Over to that injector, and we're just going to, you know, inject ourselves with that. And just like that, our hypothermia has been cured, and the only status we have now is frostbite. Taking health damage expends O2. Fantastic. So we need to get rid of the frostbite as well. And if I look in the aid, it looks like I don't think any of these really. We need to find that orange symbol there somewhere. Right there. Yep, this is the treatment. Heal paste is the treatment. Done. Frostbite is cured as well. We are fully healthy and ready to rock. All right. That doesn't mean I have any inventory space because I'm at 318 out of 160. So we are very encumbered. I'm just going to have to go up the ladder. I don't think it actually takes any stamina to climb a ladder, ironically enough, especially considering, I got all this weight on me.
I'm in the mood for a mocha macchiato. How about you?
I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of coffee. I don't even like the smell. But I'm willing to try whatever this mocha macchiato is. I don't really know what it is, but I'm willing to try it. So I figured my inventory management would be here. Yeah, right there. Cargo hold is here. So transfer. So we have a capacity in our ship now of 1860. Isn't that amazing? We can go to resources and we can say, nope, we don't want to take, we want to store. Go to my inventory. There we go. Resources and store all resources. Now we're down to 153 and we're fine, but we can probably store some other things, I think. So we're going to keep both of these, but we're going to store it on the ship. We don't need them on us. Leather streetwear, we can just store that. We don't need it on us. Shielded lab outfit. This helps me with the research station stuff, so that's fine. Let's get that in there. Keep the trucker flannel. In fact, I'll probably be wearing that now. And let's take a look at packs. We have the Pirate Survival Pack. We're probably going to want to sell that later, so we'll do that. The spacesuit. We definitely don't need all these spacesuits on us. That's another reason why we're encumbered, I guess. So Beastmaster seems pretty interesting. We're going to store both of these too, as we can. And that is probably it. Somehow I got all these weapons. I don't remember getting all these weapons, but we're going to store all these weapons too. Furious Combat Knife, Maelstrom, just store both of these. Modified Maelstroms, all this stuff. Inventory management stuff, right? You guys don't need to see that stuff. Let's go back and find what we're going to do. I'll catch you guys up in a second. I'll be right back. They're just like landing basically right on top of me here. So I guess they want to play ball. We've got aluminum right on top of them too. So let's swap out to a new weapon and make sure that we're prepared to say hello should the need arise. Our hidden bar is orange, so it does appear as though we are near enemies this time. And so we're just gonna have to take a peek. It's definitely pirates, and they can definitely see me now. So there we go. I'm out in the open. I need to find cover here. Let's come on over here. We definitely don't have any encumber issues right now. I'm very light. I'm like 90 or something. They're jumping. I do like how they're jumping like that. That's kind of cool. He's burning. Oh. another one on that side. Okay. Is that the only one left? Seems like that's the only one left. Is this the part where you lift off and fly away? I mean, this is an interesting looking ship. I'm not sure it's something I want, right? As far as like stealing a ship goes, but it's an interesting looking ship nevertheless. If it was to lift off right now, that'd be bad for me, wouldn't it? Let's head down here and see if they have any credits or anything on them. And then we'll continue on our own mission here to try to find urban operator outfit. And I'll just take his money.
Or make it quick.
I'm just taking his ammo. All right, that's it. I just never want to run out of ammunition. It feels bad when you run out of ammo. I just don't want to do that. All right, we got a Beast Hunter ground crew space. All right, yeah, we'll take that. Looks like it's a spacesuit, and we can afford that now. As far as like carrying capacity goes, we can afford to grab it. Since it's a rare item, we'll go ahead and take it. I thought there was one more dude. I've only looted 2 guys. There's 3. This guy right here, I missed him. All right, let's take a look. He's just got ammunition. Okay. All right, so we'll continue looking again. This is another big spot of aluminum. I have yet to find a spot of copper yet. It's supposedly, I thought anyway, there would be copper here, but I have yet to find a spot with copper. So I'm starting to wonder if perhaps maybe I didn't land in the right spot. You know? Possible, but we'll see. I need to keep looking. So I'm getting way out there, still looking for a deposit of copper, so I don't actually think we're going to find any. And I found something interesting, though. All right, so the temperature right now is negative 16 Celsius. Negative 16 Celsius, and yet we've got running water in a river here, which is kind of interesting. It's a really shallow river, which, I mean, if it's, as long as it stays running and stuff, right, it's not necessarily going to freeze. But this should be frozen, and it is not. It's just a little watering hole right here. That should be frozen, and it is not, which is interesting. Also, it looks like there's a lithium here, and I just can't see it under the land here. Anyway, I just thought I'd share that. There's you know, sitting actual water here, which is surprising given the temperature and that. So yeah, even more water over this way, but you know what there isn't this way is a big deposit of copper. I still have not found it, so I think I might be just a little bit too far away from it when I landed, because I'm out here quite a ways. I'm like 2,000 or so meters away from my ship at this point. My ship is right over there. Yeah, 23, 29 away. So I've been traveling and on the road for a while. All right, I've been moving around a lot at this point. If I go and check out the map for you guys, you can see the surface map. I'm way out here. My ship is way back there. Like, I can't even see that other icon at this point. So we're gonna have to go back. So I'm now heading near the south, or at least south of my landing position anyway, because there's that natural landmark there. And I'm at 5 out of 6 resources, and you get experience for completing that. So I wanted to find out if there was anything over in that natural bit. And as I was approaching this natural covered crater, I can also see that there's a cave that way too. So it may be in the cave. I'm pretty sure that 6th resource I don't have is water. It's strange because I, you know, saw water over there. So I'm pretty sure it's water. I just have to find out where it is. I just can't get that little piece of aluminum. Yeah, I can't get that little piece of aluminum. Hey, there's iron. That's nice. Tungsten, nickel, pigment. Cool. All right, and more uranium. Oh, we just pick it up. We don't mind that. Interesting. I didn't expect to find uranium around here, but here I am. Cool. All right. We're feeling a bit radioactive. That's cool. There's lithium. No water yet. And why do I think it's water? Well, if you look at the map, if you were to look at the map, you would see that there are 6 resources listed, and the one I haven't gotten yet is water. That's how I know. So I'm thinking uranium was the special feature of this cave. There we go. So managed to get that, and then if I pop out and I decide to go to that cave, that's probably where I'll find the water, which is, again, really strange since I've seen unfrozen water in this land anyway. I've already seen unfrozen negative 16 degrees centigrade, Celsius, whatever. And water is completely it's not ice. I keep getting hypothermia, but as soon as I take medication for it, it wards against hypothermia for a little while. So I can't get hypothermia right after taking medicine for it. That's nice. All right, let's go check out this cave. And then I think the thing is, I can't just like pick up my ship and then land a little bit over there. I have to generate a whole new map. You have to stay away from your previous landing spots. So this part is already generated. So I have to land, you know, like a minimum of, I don't know, what is it, 10,000 meters or whatever away from that previous landing spot, which is unfortunate.
You stealing my take?
Whoa. Whoa. No harm intended. Passing through your take.
You don't see me standing here? I found this first. Go find your own.
Interesting. She's at the cave. No harm intended, just passing through.
Just step away from my find. I'll let this go, but don't let it happen again. If you're lucky, you might find another one around here.
Okay. So this is a miner that's out mining rocks here. And this is Mineralogy Incorporated Miner. Okay, yeah, I'll just pass through. No problem. I'm just, you know, it's a cave, right? So I'd like to go into the cave. And maybe if that's your take, I don't know. There we go. Level 11. Do some aluminum. And we'll enter into the cave. So apparently there's another company here. A little interesting. But I still have 5 out of 6. And that is lithium. Can't get that. I have to... Fluorine, I've already gotten that. Interesting. How do I get in there? Oh, I just go around it. Ha! Of course. Fluorine, we'll grab that real quick as we can. And we'll grab this stuff over here too. So fluorine vent. Same thing here. Another one. So lots of fluorine in this cave, I guess. H2O, water. Done. That's all we needed. There's a little bit of water, man, of all the places. That's all I needed. All right, so again, keep getting all the stuff in here, I guess. As long as we can. I've already gotten that, apparently. And then I'll get out of here. We're gonna find a different planet, because this one's a bust. I'm just gonna keep searching for new planets and stuff. And a lot of times I've had to fight pirates a couple of times already, like from lifting off and landing and things, trying to get closer or whatever. I've had to fight pirates a couple of times. The ship is not that maneuverable, but it can hold its own. It's got good shields. It's got decent shields anyway, and that ballistic damage that it does is pretty great. It does some pretty damn good ballistic damage, so I'm happy with it. I do wish it was more maneuverable, but it's all right. All right, so we can get another perk point if we want to at this point. And I really do feel like I need to dedicate myself to going down the trees that matter here. And geology's good, don't get me wrong. But if I want to start getting better engines and all that kind of stuff, I'm probably going to need to work on piloting too, right? We can utilize the ship thrusters. Need to do that. Turning rate, maneuverability, all those things, very important. And if I can get into here, then I can start doing Class B parts and then Class C stuff. So that's probably kind of something I should be interested in. Taking control systems is great too. because I can get targeting functionality. This means I can disable ships in space and then, you know, board them and then take their stuff that way, which is going to be better for me if I do that too. So there's a lot of perks to do. Like, there's so much stuff that I should be going after here. I'm not entirely sure what I want, to be honest. Adds an optional zoom to the hand scanner and scan distance is increased to 20 meters. Research methods. Resources required to craft items and complete research projects is reduced by 20%. That could be pretty good. Just being able to research things faster is pretty good. But there's not really a whole lot of point in it if my list of things I can actually make are so limited. So I do need to get down to here, like spacesuit design, things like that. So let's take this, and now we should be able to access these ranks the next time we get a skill point. We should be able to get down there into the science area. I have hypothermia. Prognosis improved, though, it says. She's still here. I wonder if she's gonna be upset at me for hanging around still. Just passing through, lady, like I said. Yeah, we're gonna take off now, so I'm just gonna go back to the ship and landing area travel. No, I think we just travel to a different place, honestly. I think we just get back in the ship and travel to someplace else. What about Sirius 1? Okay, so there's helium-3 and iron here. Scan's not available because we're not in space, but we need to get to space. If I travel to Sirius 1, I get to set the course and travel there. I don't actually have to get in my ship first. I can just click the button. That's Starfield for you, baby. So we can just do this. Now that we're in orbit, we can scan it. So yeah, helium-3 and iron. And you can see lots of things around here. Helium-3 is good. We're going to need some of that. Obviously going to need iron. It would be nice, though, like I said, to find a planet that has, and this is an extreme environment planet, so yeah, it's an inferno here. So probably don't want to land here. I don't have a whole lot of survivability in situations like that. What about Sirius 2A over here? It looks like there's a potential for iron and helium-3, but no aluminum there. Sirius 2, much bigger planet here in this case, and Sirius 2, it looks like it doesn't really have any either. So I'm gonna have to just investigate certain things and see if I can find something that has all the resources that I would like, and then we can try to figure out, you know, our next course of action at that point.